boys and girls, welcome back to another art lesson with me, Ms.Wich. And what we're going to be working on next is another element of art. So far we've learned about lines and then we've learned about shapes. Now we're going to move on to the element of color. And when we talk about color, there's all different kinds of color groupings. So we actually have done this back in class, and we did this actually too during remote learning. If you were doing remote with me last year, we did a found color wheel. So we're going to do that again, except this time we're going to be drawing our color wheel. And actually you can start doing your color wheel with three very important colors. Now, those three important colors, like I've been teaching you since kindergarten, are called the primary colors. And primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. As long as you have those three colors, you can make any other color in the rainbow. And actually what we're going to do is make our color wheel, which is what I have here as an example. We're going to be making our own color wheel and starting with the primary colors. Then only using the primary colors, we're going to create our second group, which is called the secondary colors. So we're going to have that full color wheel, and then we're going to add on from there, because in each grade we learn a new color group. So let's get started with our color wheel and our primary and secondary colors first. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do when we are making our color wheel is start off, like you see here, our three primary colors, which is the start of every color wheel. So I have my red, my yellow, my blue. And you can actually see too, as the lines connect, it kind of looks like a triangle. So what I want you to do first is make your three circles along with me, and you're going to make them a little bit bigger. They're going to be bigger because I want you to understand that they are the first group of colors, primary colors. So first I need you to take, again, your letter C curve, stop, go back up to the top, backward C curve, because that is how you're going to get your most perfect circle, line by line. Make your first circle at the top. This is where we're going to color in red. Okay? So then you could take your crayon. If you have colored pencils, you could do this with color pencils as well, or even if you want to use markers, that's fine too. So you're going to take it and you're going to color this in red. And as you color it, I want you to be very careful not to just scribble, but I want you to follow the shape. So the shape is a curve of the circle, so you should be going in a curved direction. So I want you to go and color this in, okay, going around. And I'm just being careful not to get up to my black marker. And again, this is taking me a little longer because I am drawing really big on the board. It'll take you it'll be a lot quicker. Okay, and you're going to come around. And just for future, as you're coloring, always when you color, when you follow the shape of your object, it will take on that shape and look more realistic. So this will end up looking more round because I am going in that curved direction. Now, because I'm also doing this on the whiteboard, it may not come out as nice and neat, and I still have some white spots, but when you color yours in, you're gonna have it fully colored in nice and neat. Okay, so we start off with our red. I want you to come down on a diagonal, and you're going to put your second circle. This is where you're going to put in yellow now. So again, take your crayon, and I want you to color this in yellow, nice and neat, in that curved direction. Okay. Again, spiral it around. And I'm not doing my very best because I don't want to make this video too long, so I am going a little bit quicker. Okay, now you need your third circle for your third primary color. That circle is going to come over here on this side. So horizontal across, and again, curve, curve. It's a little bit high, sorry, a little bit high there. Okay, and now that is where you're going to put in your blue. Blue is the third primary. And again, boys and girls, please do this a little bit neater than what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get this done for you quickly. Okay, so we have our 3. If you'd like to even connect them with a diagonal line or horizontal line, that's fine too. So you know that these are, actually that's what I want you to do. Definitely want you to connect them. And along this line right here, I want you to write that these are primary. P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. So you know that these 3 colors touching those lines are the primary colors. Now, we're going to move on and we're going to create the secondary colors. My secondary colors now come in between. They are the second colors. So I have told you in the past that when you take one primary, okay, one primary color, and you add it with another primary color, okay, so a primary plus a primary, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So now we are getting our secondary group, all right? And our secondary group now is going to be the colors from the primary. So if I take my primary color red and I add it with my primary color yellow, red and yellow are going to make a new color, a secondary color, which is going to be, anybody? Orange. So over here in the middle of red and yellow, it's going to be a little bit smaller circle, not as big as this one, but don't make it too teeny tiny. We are going to make another circle here, like so, and red and yellow are going to make orange. So here's what I want you to do. I'm not going to be able to do this with my marker because marker is going to overlap, okay, and it's not going to really mix. But I want you to take your, actually you're going to start off with yellow first. So you are going to start with yellow and you're going to put yellow in this circle, okay? After you put in the yellow, I want you to take your red. Yellow comes up, red comes down. When the red and the yellow mix, okay, you're going to mix this up and you're going to see this happen on your paper better than my smartboard and marker here. But as you mix them up, it's going to turn into orange as long as you blend your colors nice and neat, okay? So you are going to get the orange secondary color in the middle here, okay? So I want you to go and do your secondary color. Next, yellow and blue. In the middle of yellow and blue, again, you start off with your lighter color. You're going to start off with the yellow. Make sure it's in the middle of the 2 of them. And make sure you have some space over here as well. You don't want to put it too close. You want to balance this out and have it nice and even. So you're going to take your yellow and then you're going to take your blue. Now blue is a very dark color. It's more bold and stronger. So you don't want to press too hard with your blue because it is a darker color. So very lightly go on top of the yellow with your blue. And then you're going to see that change happening, that when you start to mix yellow and blue, you're going to get green. Okay, and you're going to color this circle, yellow and blue, make green. So you're going to color that in. Okay, like so. Okay. And finally, the last secondary color that we're going to make is in between red and blue. Red and blue make a new color, which is purple, or we also say violet sometimes. So I need to start with my lighter color, and in this case, the lighter color out of red and blue is red. So I want you to put your red in first. And then you're going to add the blue on top. Again, blue is dark, so don't press too hard. And when you mix up the red and the blue, you will see your purple or your violet happening. Okay, and you're going to color that in like so. And now we have our second group of colors, which are the secondary. I want you to go back with your pencil and we're going to connect those as well. So my purple is going to connect to my orange, orange is going to come down to my green, and green is going to go up to purple. And along this line that we connected going across the the orange and the purple, you're going to write secondary. Now you could also write it a little bit smaller, so you know that your secondary isn't as big as the primary word, okay? And there we go. We have the first part of our color wheel. We're going to go now and start talking about the different color groupings within this color wheel. Okay, so moving on now, we're going to add to our color wheel. Okay, you've already done our primary and secondary and you created your basic 6-color color wheel. But now we are going to add on to that, and we're actually going to do a group called intermediate colors. Okay, so that I need you to label at the top or somewhere on your paper. Okay, and intermediate colors now are taking a primary color with a secondary color. And that's why I drew these circles in between each set of primary and secondary colors, because I think this is one of the easiest things in the world, okay? In order to make our intermediate color, you take your primary, you take our secondary, and then you just put the two together, and that is the new name of your color. So if I take red and I take orange, I put them together, my new color is red-orange, okay? So I have a circle that's here in between that red and the orange. I want you to go and make your empty circles, and what we're going to do now is add on to our color wheel. So with your crayon, or colored pencil, you are going to make your intermediate colors. So I'm going to take some red, and I'm going to add this to my circle here. Red plus the orange is making my red-orange. So that's what I need to do. So you could actually do this with just primary colors. If you were just doing it with only the primary colors, you'd use a lot of red and only a little bit of yellow. But if I'll let you go and you can actually use your secondaries if you have them in your color pack as well, you would add your red, and then you can go and take your orange and add to it, and you end up with red-orange, which is a darker orangey color, okay? Now, at any point, if you don't see this color change happening, okay, hold your paper away from your eye, because as you hold it away, your eyes will blend the colors a little bit better, and you can see if you need to go back and make it lighter or darker. So as I'm looking at this, again, you don't want it to be perfectly red, and you don't want it to be too much like this orange. You want it to be a reddish orange. Hopefully this shows up nice in the video as well. Doing it with marker is a little hard. Okay, so I have now red, red, orange, orange. Moving on, we have our secondary color, which is orange, and our primary color, yellow. Now, remember, primary always comes first. So even though I'm starting with orange and then the yellow, it's not orange, yellow. The primary name comes first. So it's yellow, orange, yellow, orange. So I'm going to take my yellow. That primary should come first, so I could always go back and add more yellow to it later. I take my orange. And again, boys and girls, as I'm doing this with the marker, it's not going to come out as good as your crayons or colored pencils. I'm doing the best here. It's going to be a lighter, not too bad. It's going to be a lighter orange, which is kind of like a macaroni and cheese color, I say in class. Okay, so I have yellow, orange, red, red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, and now I need to go and move on to my yellow and my green. Yellow, green, yellow, green. It's going to be a light green, like a lime color. do that one. Oops, my markers get dirty now. Okay, so I have my yellow and my green. I have now this lighter green and it's yellow green. I have my green, I have my blue. Green and blue, or actually I start again with my primary first, blue, green. Goes in this spot here. Okay, I could start with my green. Blue is the stronger, darker color, so just be careful, okay, that you don't put too much. But in this case, it doesn't matter which one I start with. I'm gonna take my blue. So I want to mix those up. And it is like that. Sometimes we call blue-green like a turquoise kind of color. Nice greenish blue over there, okay? So now I have blue-green. I have blue, I have purple. I know we say purple, but it's also called violet, okay? The proper word would be violet. So I have blue, I have my violet. So my new color is going to be blue-violet, and that's going to be my darker, looks like that darker purplish blue. So go in with your blue first. And again, if you're just using primary colors, you could do blue and red. You would just use a lot more blue. If that's the case. Blue and some violet. And if ever you need to go back, you can always layer it again on top. If you feel it went and became too purpley, you could always go back and add another layer, okay? And we have our blue-violet. Finally, we have violet, we have red, but this color is called red-violet. So let's take red. And take your violet. And this actually ends up looking, again, like that lighter purple, or sometimes we say it looks like kind of like a magenta or a maroon color. That's kind of the colors that we see in this red-violet family. And again, I would need to go back over this and add more red to mix this up a little bit better. Again, yours is going to come out a lot better on your paper when you're doing this with colored pencils or crayons. But please remember that our intermediate colors is a primary plus a secondary, okay, equals our intermediate colors. So I want you to create this new color wheel with your 6 additional colors of the intermediate colors, and we will go and continue with a new project after you turn this into me this following week, okay? Bye everybody, can't wait to see your colors. Thanks.